Okay, let me
put this up here.
Let me introduce Tamia if I can. Can you please mute, if just me and Tamia on microphone, please? So there you go. Look at that beautiful woman. You're still driving. Amazing.
Yeah, gonna be for the next 8 hours.
No, oh dear me. Well, let me introduce you to Tamia. I mean, for everybody, if you don't know who Tamia is, you really need to get a grip. You know, you need to go on Facebook and you need to get involved with this woman because she is the most powerful presenter I've ever found in Enagic. And I was in Las Vegas, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and Tamia was one of the speakers and she blew everybody away. So from that point onwards, I've been trying to message her to try and come over to the UK. And I've not managed it. So this is the first time I've managed to get Tamia in the UK, even though it's just virtual. Okay. So you're going to learn a lot. So please take notes. I will be doing. We're recording this, if that's okay, Tamia, and then we'll share it.
Absolutely.
And it's on Facebook Live. I can see it's live. So you'll be able to do watch parties and share it afterwards. So I want to make the most of this opportunity that we've got one of the top distributors in the world and the best motivational speaker in Enagic that I've witnessed. There might be one somewhere in the Outer Hebrides, but I've not met anybody better than Tamia yet. So I'd just like to hand the time over to you, Tamia, and you're going to talk about how to build Enagic teams.
I'll talk about whatever you want me to talk about.
No.
I can start there.
It's you take it away, and if you want to go to a question and answer session, we can do that afterwards.
Absolutely. All right. Well, first and foremost, I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for having me. I know that there's so much you guys can be doing today, but you chose to spend this time with me, and what better way to spend time than to spend time with my buddies from the UK while I'm driving from South Carolina, well, my husband is driving, that is, from South Carolina back to New York. So I thank you for allowing me this time to share. And I am ecstatic and elated that many of you have decided to jump on here and listen and be a part of what it is that we're doing. You know, during this time, so many people are down and out. You know, so many people feel like I just don't know what to do. Some are concerned about their health because they're not able to go to see the doctor the way they would like to see the doctor be seen. Some are afraid to even go to the hospital. Some are afraid that their marriage is not going to last through this time. They're afraid that their children are not going to be able to cope or to go to the next level. And it goes on and on and on. People are afraid, you know, of their finances. They're waiting for the next check or the next piece of income to show up. So there's a lot of concern out there. But what I need for all of you to understand is this. I learned a long time ago that there's something inside of you, and you may not understand this literally, but I'm gonna say it as plain as I can, and I hope that you get it right away, so you don't waste time trying to figure it out. There is something inside of you that is greater than your circumstances. It is greater than your situations. It is greater than the conditions that you're facing right now. You see, this time is going to either make or break some people. And I honestly believe that those of us that have positioned ourselves in Enagic, we're going to walk out of this thing literally without being harmed in any of the areas of our lives, because we have positioned ourselves in the right company at the right time. And the good news for those that are listening in that have not decided to become a part of our company is this. Right now, in this entire industry, in the world, network marketing and direct sales is the highest paid companies right now. These companies are producing millionaires, multimillionaires even during this pandemic worldwide. This company, our company, Enagic, has not slowed down. We have excelled. People are hitting 6A faster today during this time than ever before. People are coming in and they're making sales like the back of their hand. Making more sales faster than ever before. Why? Because now they're starting to really get it. They have nothing but time on their hands to really, really see and appreciate an opportunity that was always available to them. And so I'll say this to you, and I was actually doing a series on a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership with Dr. John C. Maxwell. I'm doing that book. I'm actually going through each law on Tuesday nights, on my Tuesday night talking tea. And I'm going to tell you, the more I deliver the message, the more real it shows up in my life. Because I want y'all to know this. All of you that are listening right now, know this. People don't buy what we're selling until they buy you. And this has been my experience from day one. When I got started with Enagic, going on 15 years ago, I didn't know a whole lot of what I know today. And I believe, honestly, that that's a problem with a lot of distributors. They feel like I got to know everything before I can disseminate the message. I got to know about the machines, all of them. I need to know what separates one from the other. I need to know all the countries that we're in, all the states that we're in. I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. And I'm going to tell you, that will snatch your dream. It will snatch your vision faster than anything else. Stay with me. I'm going someplace here. So understand this. When we got started, the less we knew, the faster we grew. You may want to write that down. The less we knew, the faster we grew. The more we started to know, the more we felt we had to show. It rhymes, but it makes sense. And so when I got started almost 15 years ago, all I did was show people the color in the water. That was it. I didn't know what pH stood for. It wasn't important to me, and it wasn't important to them. Okay? My enthusiasm got me in the door. My excitement got them to listen to me, because it was like, what is she trying to tell us? I didn't have all of the answers, but I had enough information to do a demonstration so these people could make a decision based on what they saw. But first, I had to be sold out. And so that's number one. Number one is you have to be sold out. Hopefully I didn't lose anybody. I think I'm still seeing myself. You have to be sold out. That's first and foremost, okay? If you're not sold out, it's going to be evident when you are calling yourself a person that is an independent distributor. When you are calling yourself a person that is completely involved, engaged in Enagic. Because what happens is people can see whether you are or you're not. People can feel whether you are or you're not. And they want to follow somebody who's all in. I was teaching a client this morning. We were talking about transformation. And I was sharing with them the story of Moses. And this is a story, guys. This is just a story. Some believe, some don't believe. But just look at it as though it was something that really happened. And let's just pretend that you were there when it happened. Let's pretend I was there when it happened. When Moses was leading the people, he was leading the slaves from out of Egypt. And I was during the plague when the plague of the frogs came on the scene. Pharaoh said, okay, all right, that's enough. All right, let them go. And so as Moses was leading the people, they got to the Red Sea. And see, most people stopped right there. They got to the Red Sea. And because they had faith, they went ahead and they went in the water. Now, the Bible doesn't tell us that when they went in the water, that the water automatically parted. No, they were in all the way to their necks. and then the water parted. They had to be all in. And the fact that they were all in, it showed their faith. It showed their belief. And as a result, the water parted. And they were able to walk through on dry land. Now, the same thing applies for us. We can use this story in our lives. Because many of us, we want the victory. We want the glory. We want every single aspect of being successful distributors, you know, being able to buy the things that we want, being able to have the kind of health that we want, being able to build the relationships that we want, build a massive organization. But are we willing to play full out? Are we willing to be all in? And that's the first thing that you have to do, is you got to be all in, because people will know if you are or if you're not. And so when you're all in, there's something about being all in. See, when you're all in, you are at a place in your life where you are unstoppable. You're at a place in your life where the situations, the circumstances, and the conditions, they don't matter. You're at a place in your life where when somebody says, no, I'm not interested, you don't clam up, crawl under, get lost. No, you keep going. The next door, the next person, whatever the case might be, you keep going. When you're all in, you can see the end from your beginning. See, right now, people are deciding whether they're going to be all in or not. A lot of people are making a permanent decision to a temporary problem. This that we're dealing with is a season. It's a season. And seasons do what? They pass. They come and they go. Seasons come and they go. At the end of summer, no matter where you live, you don't throw away your summer clothes assuming that there's never going to be another summer. No, you pack them away. And so during this time, you want to practice owning it. You want to be about your business. You want to be all in. And so the fact that I was all in and I was excited and I was enthusiastic, people bought into that. They wanted to be a part of me. They wanted to follow my leadership because they could feel that I was sincere. They could feel that I was really believed in what I was bringing to the masses. And as a result, we grew like this. We grew so fast. I mean, we were growing like popcorn. Oh my God. We were going and going and going. Nothing got in our way. And if it did, it was quickly removed. We kept going. And then the second thing that's important, and I want you all to understand this, number two, not only do you have to be all in and you have to own it, okay, but you gotta keep it simple. You gotta keep it simple. Don't complicate this. If, you know, when we first got going, and I keep referring back to this, because this is what I know. This is what I know that works. This is what generated the majority of the income when we got started almost 15 years ago, okay, is this. When we got going, a demonstration was about 15 minutes long. That was it. About 15 minutes long. It didn't take us long to show a person which beverages were acidic and which beverages were not. We didn't know anything about microclustered water, and we sure enough didn't know anything about a whole bunch of antioxidants. All we knew is that the water that's this color, you don't want to drink it. The one that comes out purple, that's the one you want to drink. And so we showed people in a quick demonstration and we were done. Because we didn't spend a whole lot of time with science and a whole lot of time literally dissecting the machine, I'm going to tell you, because we didn't spend a whole lot of time doing those things, listen, we got through more people faster. And it worked like a charm. And then people started going on YouTube and they started talking to other distributors in other countries and other states. And the demonstration got longer and longer and longer. And get this, the longer the demonstrations got, now people that were following us, they said, I can't do that. I can't do, how can I remember? That's 2 hours worth of information. How am I going to possibly remember all of that? But they could drop the drops. They could do that, That was easy. But now, because we learned so much, we wanted to tell everybody everything that we learned. And as a result, the demonstrations got longer and longer, and it was very, very difficult to duplicate that type of a presentation. And so you want to keep it simple. Well, Tamia, how can I keep it simple? Well, I created something called a Health and Wealth Seminar booklet. We have flip charts that are Enagic approved. And so these things help people to keep it simple. I'm going to tell you what won't keep it simple. Let me start there for a quick moment. First and foremost, going out, buying a projector, buying a screen, buying a laptop. Laptop is good, don't get me wrong. I have mine with me right now, okay? But buying a laptop, buying a screen, buying a projector, you need special cables. When you go to somebody's house, you got to make sure the TV is HDMI, have HDMI, and all of these other kind of things. Now you come into somebody's home to do a demonstration, and you have all of this stuff with you. What if this person is not techie savvy? What if this person is someone who may not have the type of money that you have to get started with the device and to get started with all of that equipment? What if this person that you have don't even know how to read or don't know how to write? What if, I can go on and on and on. And so what you've done is you've just showed them how they cannot be a part of what it is you're doing. That's why we came up with the Health and Wealth Seminar booklet, because the Health and Wealth Seminar booklet would allow people to just simply pass a book out, and you teach them how to say, turn the page. Turn the page. That's it. Everybody can turn the page. And if for some reason they can't understand, then do this motion. Turn the page. Show them how to turn the page. And we follow along. We follow along. So you want to find a system that is duplicatable. That is duplicatable. Something that you can do, even though you may have all of this stuff. I'm sure the majority of you on this call, you have a projector, you have a laptop, you have a screen, you have it all. But let's think about the people who don't. Because it is not difficult to build a massive organization. It is not. But people will do what they see you do. They will look at you, and whatever you do, they're going to be saying to themselves, can I do this? Can I do this? And unfortunately, because people are, their subconscious mind, most of them, they are thinking to themselves, I am not worthy. I'm not enough. I'm not as good as he is. I'm not as good as she is. And because of that, that little voice in the back of their head is trying to find every excuse in the world of why they should not be doing this. And so you don't want to give them the opportunity to talk themselves out of something that could be very beneficial for them. Okay? And so number one, you got to own it. All right? This is off the top of my head, guys. I wish I had notes that I could share with you, but I don't. Number one, you got to own it. Number two, as I said, you got to keep it simple. Number three, very important. Very important. The sooner you start, the sooner you become the leader of your group, then you're going to start producing more leaders. People say, well, some people are just born leaders, and others they're just born to follow. That is not true. The same power that's breathing Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Anthony Robbins, Les Brown, Mary Morrissey, Marissa Peer, it doesn't matter. That same power that's breathing all of these people is the same power that's breathing you and me. The difference between many of them and many other people is that they know that there's a power inside of them. People that tend to just want to be in the background, want to be in the shadow, they have forgotten about the power inside of them. It's our job as leaders to reignite that desire in them. That's our job. Okay? And so just know that there is something inside of you. I said it again, I keep saying it because it's the truth. And so you want to become the leader. What does that entail? That entails you being successful. You being successful. Whether it be getting a check right away. The sooner you get a check, the better. I strongly recommend that everybody that gets started with A, just get the 2A within a minimum of 30 days. A minimum. If everybody in your team right now went 2A over the next 30 days, what would that look like for you? But instead, what happens is they can't follow us because we're so good. We're overqualified. We overqualify ourselves. We know so much until they feel that they got to be just like us in order to have the success that we have. And that's not true. And so you want to own it. And then you want to keep it simple. And you want example, not by just talk, but you got to walk the talk. You got to walk the talk. So everybody should be a 2A within their first 30 days. No ifs, no ands, and no buts. How can you make this happen? Simple. Number one, there's 3 things. Okay, but let me tell you that the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set up a time for you to have your virtual launch for your business. A virtual launch. Call it Project 200, Project 1000, whatever you want to call it, whatever number, next, let's say 6 months, over the next. So if your number is, we're going to do 1,000 in our group set for the next 6 months. Maybe we're going to do 500, whatever it is that you say. You can feel it, then that's right for you. But don't say that we're going to get 1 trillion people in 60 days and you don't believe it yourself, because it's just not going to happen. See, life happens with us, not against us. It happens with us. And I'll get into that in a few moments. And so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to set up a time that you are going to have your virtual launch for your business. And invite everybody, and they can invite their guests to your virtual launch for your business. To me, I'm already a 5A, so what? You've never had a virtual launch. Now it's time for you to have a virtual launch. There's going to be a lot of multi-millionaires born right now, guys. You can either get with it or get left behind. And this is real talk. It's going to happen. It's happening right now. And so now that you've had your virtual launch, now you want to find the people in your organization that want to have a virtual launch. And you should be having a virtual launch at least once a day, 7 days a week. Once a day, 7 days a week. And watch what that's going to do to your business. Now, how should this go? Well, when you have your virtual launch, you want to have somebody to actually do it. You want to introduce somebody and let them do it for you. Edify somebody and let them do it for you. Okay? Now, when your people have their virtual launch, you're going to do it for them. And when their people have their virtual launch, they're going to do it for them. Why, Tamia? Maybe they may not understand. It doesn't matter. You're going to be there the whole time. What else are you going to be doing? You're going to be there, right? And so whatever they leave out, you're going to add in. That's the beauty of this thing. Nobody knows what's missing, okay, except for you. Nobody knows. And even if you have the people out there who think they know, they don't know everything. They don't know. None of us know everything. If we did, then what would be the purpose of learning? You know? And so we all are continuing to learn. And so the reason you want to do this, the reason, okay, you're doing yours, right? You're doing yours, and somebody else is doing yours for you. Maybe you're upliner, maybe somebody cross-line that you and them have a very good business relationship. They're doing it. You're edifying them. They're doing it. You're getting your edification practice in place. And now you're watching them do the demonstration. You're seeing their closing ratio. And then now you're going to start doing the demos, the virtual demos for your team. Okay? And they're watching you do this now. And they're saying, wow, Peter's doing it. I can do it. Okay? And they're learning from you. Now they're doing it. What did you just do? You just implemented something so sweet, because now these individuals are able to write their own checks and cash their own checks. But if you are the only face that everybody is seeing, what are you doing to your team? The sooner you create leaders, the faster you're going to grow. And so remember, somebody's doing yours, you're doing the ones for people in your organization, and then they're doing for their people. And so every single day, there's a virtual launch. Ask them, what project are you working on for this month? Well, I'm working on project 20. You know, the first 20 that get in, I'm going to personally help those people. I'm going to be the one to do the demonstration for those people. And you are leading. And then somebody else takes over, and you go from there. And you keep building it, and you keep building it. And you teach them to do the very same things. Very, very duplicatable. And so the sooner you get them out of your hair, and the sooner they start making their own money, the more confident they're going to become. And you want confident people in your organization. But what makes people confident is when they see checks showing up. It don't work until there's proof. I don't care how good you say the water is. I don't care how good you say the strong acidic water is, how good you say the strong Kangen water is. It doesn't matter until they see the checks. The business side of it, you got to prove that it's good. We know the water's good. We know the strong acidic water's good. We know the strong Kangen water's good. We get all of that. But the thing about it is, how good is the compensation plan? How you build that belief is through getting the checks flowing in people's mailboxes, not showing yours. Because honestly speaking, I don't want to see nobody else's check. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first got started with Enagic, listen, you show me your check, what that's gonna do for me? That ain't paying my mortgage. It's not paying my car note. It's not putting food on the table for my children. Show me how to get those checks coming in my mailbox so that I can help the people that I'm bringing in to be successful. I can show them how they too can generate some serious income. The next basic things are really, really simple. Things that we did in the beginning that help us to generate a tremendous amount of money. Over 7 figures, guys. And I'm keeping it real, okay? So not only do you want to duplicate leaders, get leaders to lead, people to step out of their own way and let themselves pass, let the real them pass, is you want to make sure that they're following a few basic steps. A few basic steps. Okay? So you want to keep it simple. We already know that, but you want to follow some steps. These individuals, you got to teach them. You got to take some time and you got to teach them. Because now we're going into another phase of this, okay? I think I did the first PowerPoint presentation in Enagic. I know I did the first PowerPoint presentation that was ever done for Enagic in New York. The first PowerPoint presentation, and it was so wrong, but it worked. I had Mr. Shiro in countries that we're still not in. I had him with more children than he had. I had him with more grandchildren than he didn't have any at the time. I mean, the thing about it is I had it all wrong because I didn't understand Japanese. I looked at the pictures and I figured that way. I figured this out that way. That's what I did. And it worked. And it worked. Okay? And so it wasn't true, but it worked, but I didn't know it wasn't true. And so now here we are doing this thing virtually. And so the basic rules still apply. The basic rules still apply. Just because it's in your cell phone, just because it's in your database in your computer, does not necessarily mean that it can disappear. Make a list. Make a list. Make a list of everybody that you know that have water inside of them. They got water inside of them, may put the name on the list. Hey, it is what it is. All of us, we're all made up of 70% or more water. Not unless you just been conceived, and I don't think any of you on this line. Okay, and that's 99% water. Bottom line. And so we're all made up of 70% water. And I used to tell my team, when you go out and you pique somebody's interest, this is what you say. Do you or anybody else that you know drink or use water? And they look at you like you're crazy. Like, what kind of question is that? Do me or anybody else that I know drink or use water? Of course we drink water. Yeah, we use water. I've gotten to the shower this morning. Great. Then you're somebody I need to have a conversation with. And you know, take your time, flow through the process. Flow. I'd rather have 10,000 people that's standing at the gate ready to come inside so I can show them around, then to rush them all in, show them and happen to miss what I want them to see over here. They miss to see over there. You don't have to repeat it. And so you want to make a list. Now, the next thing that's very important is, how are you going to get these people off the list onto the computer, off the list to where they're onto a Zoom experience on their cell phone, off the list onto where they're calling in to listen to the Zoom experience? How do you do that? You got to build value. And I'm not telling you to talk about the machine, because it's not about, I don't want you to talk about the machine. When you're inviting people, it's not about the machine. It's not about the Ukon. It's not about none of that stuff. What you're doing is you're edifying the person that's going to be delivering the message. And you're edifying them as though they are a very good speaker, somebody who has found a way to put all three healths together in one location, and they have a huge following, and we want to take you too, but you got to see this. I want you to hear it the way I heard it. And so if I'm inviting somebody to come to my virtual experience, I'm going to call them up and I'm going to say something like, write these three things down. You probably know it already, but I've said it 1,000 times, but write it down. You want to be in a hurry. This is about enthusiasm. This is about excitement. You want to be in a hurry. Be willing to take it away in a hurry. Okay? That's it. When you get on the phone, you're in a hurry. Okay? When you give them information, you're in a hurry. And when you take it away, you're in a hurry. And so in other words, if I'm calling somebody up, let's say I'm calling somebody up, I'm calling somebody named Brenda. Hey, Brenda, this is Tamia. Hey, Tamia, girl, how you doing? Long time. Hey, Brenda, I'm in a hurry. Brenda may want to talk, but I'm in a hurry. Brenda, listen, I'm having a virtual experience, man. These individuals that's going to be doing this thing for me, these people are absolutely amazing. Everything they touch turns to gold. I've never seen people so successful like this in my life. I'm telling you. And so they asked me to reach out to just a few people who could appreciate this type of information. And I thought about you. And so I would love for you to be a part of this, but, you know, I know it's short notice and so I don't know, you know, if you can't make it, understand, but I'm going to have to give that spot away. I'm only allotted a certain amount of spots. I'm going to have to give it to somebody else. Well, what is it about Tamia, Brenda? I'm in a hurry. Now, I don't know all the details, but they know all the details. And I really want you to hear this the way I heard it. So I think it would be to your advantage to not only be a part of this, but to understand that you want to get all the information the right way the first time. All right, so what time is it? Yeah, this is the time. Okay, and I send information over the day before we have it. Okay, great. Off and on to the next person. You didn't notice I didn't mention anything about water? I didn't mention anything about Japan. I didn't mention anything about a machine. I didn't mention any of that. That's what happens with a lot of people. We talk too much. And we're talking so much, and we're telling people, oh, you need to come to the demonstration, come to the virtual experience, and now we're talking, and I'm going to show you about this machine that costs $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and you're going to love it. And they're like, she out of her doggone mind. I don't know when I'm going to get my next meal. I don't know when I'm going to. But the thing that I know is the people that are complaining say, I don't know when I'm going to get my next meal. I don't know how I'm going to get better health. I don't know when I'm going to get another check. Those same people, when they find value in something, they find a way. So when people say to me, I don't have the money, I'm broke, I'm like, yeah, I understand all of that. But see, I don't buy into it. because I know that what's in them is greater than what's on the outside of them. And I know that once they see how powerful this is, they will find a way. I've seen people that were literally, their houses were about to be repossessed. They're about to get put out of an apartment. They're about to lose their job. Some lost their job, and they found a way. And so I know that when people find value, they find a way. If you think I'm joking, go out on the street today or tonight, wherever you are in the world, and say, listen, I have a $100 I tear my hand. I'm going to give you, all I need is $5,000. You'll be surprised at the first person that comes up with $5,000 is the person that you would have thought would never have found the money to buy this technology. But it's the ones that you think won't. My experience has been, it's ones that have a shit people on my list, because you're busy thinking about what they got and what they don't have, until you're not putting the name on the list. And everybody who's made up of water should be on the list. Should be on the list. And so now what you do is you have your list together. You already know who's going to be doing your first virtual experience. And from that experience, of course, you got new people. You got some people that you had that you recruited years ago that really want to get their business going. Now you're going to set up a time to get them going, and it's going to reignite the fire in your organization, reignite. And then you're going to take those people from that virtual experience and you're going to close them. And so there's one thing that's important. Two things actually. One is just how I invited. You want to teach people how to invite. The second thing is, okay, like I said, if you do it right the first time, you don't have to repeat it. The second thing is, you want to have somebody confirm all of the people who said yes the day before and give them the Zoom experience information. Do you have a pen, something to write with? Plus, I'm going to text it to you, or I'm going to email it to you. And so now you get on the phone with those people, right? Not you, but you have somebody else to confirm those people for you. And they're going to do the same thing. They're going to be in a hurry. They're going to confirm in a hurry. They're going to be willing to take it away in a hurry. And so now I'm calling Brenda. I'm not calling her, but I have somebody else calling Brenda. Hi, Brenda. My name is Deborah. I'm friends with Tamia. Now, I understand that you're supposed to be attending this our virtual get-together on tomorrow night. I'm calling the day before. Now, Brenda, I need to know for sure if you're going to be there, because we have a certain amount of spots allotted for individuals. And so if you can't come because we have a waiting list, there's some people that would love to take that place, but we want you to be there, of course. But if you can't come, we understand that we're going to have to give that seat away. We have to give that spot away. And so now you're confirming with Brenda the day before. Why? Because right now there's so much going on with the news and the media and the this and the that. It's easy to get lost in all of that and forget about the importance of being a part of this experience. And so you want to make sure that you have somebody call them the day before to confirm that they're going to be there. It's just a part of what we do. It's not a rushed process. It is
We're losing the signal a bit, Tamia.
I'm going to take my time and one in the game. Now, what do you do? We're not dropping. If you don't know how to do it, we can teach you how. Yes. Yes, you hear me?
I can hear you, but your picture's for. Oh, there you are.
There I am. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me know if anything. Yeah, let me know. Yeah. All right. So, did you hear what I said about the virtual experience when a person is?
Yeah, we've got the invite and the confirmation to the virtual experience. Being another.
So now let's talk about the experience.
Yeah.
So that's what we were talking about. So now, what are you going to do? Like I said, Zoom is really easy to work. It's not, it's user friendly. And for some reason, if you don't feel comfortable using it, tell the person who's doing the demonstration for you. And if they don't feel comfortable using it, there's all kinds of YouTube videos and tutorials to show you how to use it. because you can always show a 15-minute video if you want to on the water to actually show the properties of the antioxidants, microclustering, and the pH. And so you can show that, but you don't have to do that. I've been able to sell machines without people even tasting the water. I've been able to sell machines without people even seeing the technology. The fact that I'm so excited and my enthusiasm is through the roof, and I'm like vibrating on a very high level. My frequency is like through the roof. People just like, okay, more. Just where's it at? How do I get it? I want to hear no more. You know, just how do I get it? And so eventually you'll get there, especially when you own it, completely own it. When you're all the way in up to your neck, you'll start to see the magic take place in your business. And so understand this. So now you are at the virtual experience, okay? You are going to edify the person that's doing the presentation for you. And that person should take no more, now this may sound a bit crazy, but no more than 30 minutes. People cannot, they will, listen, their attention span is but so long. And that's the reason why when I do the presentation now, I stand up, because I'm moving back and forth. My hands are moving, because in between, there's a psychology behind it. As you see me, like, they gotta be quiet. Yes, I stand. I'm moving my hands. It's making people stay with me. It's all psychology. They're staying with me, and I'm excited, and I'm moving my hands, and I'm saying what the name of our company is, and this, that, and the other, and so they're watching me, and so they can't. Their brain is like, it's got to staying right there with me. But I don't want to be moving for an hour, okay? And so 30 minutes, I want to get the information in. Within 30 minutes, okay, I'm here. Within 30 minutes, I want to get the information in. I want to drive it home. I want to close, and that's what I want to do. And so here is how the virtual experience should go. Number one, you want to talk about the problems. That's number one. Number two is the solution, without using the word solution. We gotta be very careful with what we say and how we say it, because our compliance department is not playing. If you say something that you should not say, if you write something that you should not write, especially when you say something about this water is going to cure, treat, heal, prevent, then you could easily lose your distributorship. And now is not the time to be losing distributorship. Too much money on the table. And so with that being said, you want the problem, the solution, all right? And if you're going to do like a video, whatever, you can do a video in there, and a brief compensation. You can always go back. I don't go into a whole lot of detail with compensation.
Could you do number 3 again, Tamia, please?
Okay, number 3 is first there's the problem, there's the solution, and after the solution, you can do the show a video if you want to, but the third thing is the compensation. So there's 3 pieces at the virtual.
Okay.
Problem, solution, compensation. That's it. Okay? And so that should last you no more than 25, 30 minutes. Bring that presentation down to 25 or 30 minutes. If you're on the phone 45 minutes to an hour, chances are the person had already made a decision, but you talked them right out of it. Because they're saying to themselves, I can't do this. I can't. This is a bit much. And if you can get it even shorter than 25 minutes, that would be even better. The shorter, the better. But you gotta, the message gotta be so good that the person can make a well-informed, educated,
Yeah, we're kind of losing you now, Tamia. Can you hear me?
Decision. Sell you And when they buy you, okay, to describe this in a way, I want to get on somebody, yeah, fine, yeah, I hear you perfect.
Okay, great.
So, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, okay. Now my phone went to mute. I don't know why that happened, but anyways. And so that's that in a nutshell, guys, with in reference to that, okay? And so now you want to, from that virtual experience, the people that sign up, you want those individuals to do what you did, to do what you did. Take them through the same process to do what you did and watch your team grow. Watch it grow. And so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Enough for now. We can always do another Zoom experience, with more advanced training if you like. But right now, those people that are getting started, this is a good way to go. And now is the time more than ever before. So Pete, I'll open it up to any questions anybody may have, because I know time is going, and I want to give everybody the opportunity to ask their questions so I can answer them for them.
Okay. So if you've got a question, can you just unmute yourself just one at a time and ask Tamia a question? Paul, are you wanting to answer?
Yeah, hello, Tamia.
Hi, how are you?
Hi there, how you doing? Yeah, Tamia, that was absolutely excellent, excellent. Would it be possible to do a further Zoom call with maybe a complete, because we lost a lot of signal from you there, but to do an advanced on the demonstration and everything with you, and I'm sure we'll all learn massive because of it.
Absolutely, yes, let's make it happen.
Okay, we'll be on it, Paul. We'll be on it.
Excellent. Thank you, Tamia.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
So much. Well, she's a passenger in a car. This is amazing. Tamia, could I ask about the booklet? Because I've mentioned this to you before, and you did. I was going to get it, but it never happened.
Okay.
And now a lot of people in here are from the UK, and there's people from the Middle East and Asia, all over the world in here.
Okay.
How can we get hold of the booklet? You know, to ship.
You would need to take it to change the prices for the UK.
Yeah. You would need
to get it, and then you have to change the prices because the machines are the same. Because on the back of the booklet, there's the machines. And the machines have, like, they describe the machines and the plates. And I don't know if y'all carry all of them there.
We don't.
And so I would need to talk to you about that to make that happen for you, so that you could provide it for everybody there.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
And the same thing for the Middle East and Asia and different places like that. Well, so we can make it available for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Sam Sears group, so I can enable that to happen.
Okay.
And the other thing I
want
to stress to everybody, Tamia's doing this, and I'm not in her group. This is amazing that she's willing to do this for us. So I'm really, really grateful. Has anybody else got a quick question?
Yeah, I just missed the two. Hi, Tamia. My name is Jessica from UK.
Hi.
I missed the hello. You were talking about the last point on the virtual experience where I've written problems, solutions. So I lost you then.
Problems, solution, and then the compensation. And what I suggested that you can do it, you can throw a video in there, but you don't have to, because remember, once the person buys you, they're going to be in. They're going to be in. And so when you're all in, a person will know that you're all in. And so you don't have to go through all of the details about it's for an extensive training, but you're just wanting to tell them about something that you really believe in, and you really, really believe that it will help them. Because we all know that water's not getting any better. When I talk about the problem, I mean, I lay in there. I don't hold anything back. I tell it just like it is. And people say, oh my God, what am I supposed to drink? And I say, hey, and that's another thing too that we can talk about as well, is about closing. You know, a lot of folk, they do a phenomenal demonstration, but when it comes down to asking for the sale, Why they get scared? Well, I'm learning more and more now. The more hypnotherapy sessions that I do, I'm understanding now, because it's embedded in the subconscious mind. But I want y'all to know that when you own it, when you believe in this, you're not afraid to to tell somebody to fill out the application. It's when you really are not completely sold out. So it's like sold. I mean, you're like sold out for this, where you own it to the bone. You know, people that don't really own it, they're not sold out. It's hard for them to ask for the sale. It's like, you know what? I don't know. I don't think I'm scared they're gonna say no. So what if they say no?
Yeah.
Take them and divide them by points. Divide them by points, and then, for example, if you're making $2,000 on a sale, divide that by 10 no's. That's you getting $200 per no. Hurry up, get your no's out of the way so you can get to the yes.
It's like Jim Rohn said, didn't he? He said it's all about ratios.
That's what it's about, absolutely.
Yeah, making it work. Anybody else got a question?
Yes, I've got a question, Malik.
Malik.
Hey, Malik, how are you?
Hi, Tamia. Thank you. Amazing speech that you've given us. Lots of insights there. One question I've got: when you say we want to show them, obviously, that it's good for them as well, how much of the benefits of the water, and how do we at the same time bring in the compensation plan in this short period of time? How would you do that?
Okay. And so anyway, when I do it, as a matter of fact, I have one on my Facebook page that I did last week, I believe it was, and I did the demonstration, and then I threw in a compensation plan. It's a little bit of it. But what you want to do is just keep it simple. You talk about the problems, and I mean, I go into extensive detail. I talk about the wastewater treatment plant, how the water is treated, and wherever you are in the world, your water is being treated too. So you can actually do a little bit of due diligence and find out. One thing that all of us on this line have in common is that 15,000 people die every single day worldwide. Okay, and 11,000 are children under the age of 5 years old due to waterborne illnesses. Okay, that's worldwide. And so when you share this kind of information and these kinds of statistics to people, is they want to know, well, okay, now what do we do? What do we do? And so you say, well, listen, I have something that I'm bringing to the table that I really think that will be beneficial for you and your family, because I've gone green with this technology. I don't participate in the plastic bottle industry anymore. I use water to replace my detergent. I use water to replace my toothpaste. I use water to replace my the degreaser. I use water to wash my fruits and vegetables, you know, and I don't go into a whole lot of detail like I used to like that, but I give enough information for them to understand. And then when it's all said and done, I said, I know some of you are excited because you're going to be getting your technology today. You're deciding right now which way you're going to go, what you're going to get. But there's some of you too that understand the power of networking. And see, unlike when you go to the movies and you see a great movie and you go and you tell other people about it, unlike if you get on Netflix and you see a great movie and you go and tell everybody about it, somebody's getting paid, but you're not the one. Here, our company gives you something called a thank you check. And so when you go and tell somebody about this phenomenal technology, you are then rewarded with a thank you check. And these checks can go anywhere from $285 all the way to $2,040. And now we're talking about US dollars, of course. And also get this, our check gives out bonuses too. And so those bonuses can go anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to $800,000. And so I won't go on all the details, but just know that when you get this technology and you start sharing it with people, we're positioned to give you thank you checks to say thank you. And for more detail about this, then talk to the person that invited you to this virtual experience, or you yourself, Malik, can do a virtual compensation training. That's the good thing about doing what we do. You can get creative. You can get creative with it. You know, but you don't want to, I don't go into full detail, well, this is what it is. This is what it is. And another reason why I don't do that is because I have people coming on, when I do a demonstration, coming up from New Zealand, coming up from Asia, coming up from India, from Africa, from all over the world. And I'm talking in US dollars. That can be a bit confusing to people. And then two, I'm talking in detail about a payment plan. Some countries don't allow payment plans. So the person has to pay outright for their technology. And so I'm saying payment plan, I'm saying this, I'm saying that. That conversation may not matter to you. And I don't want anything to have you, oh God, what is she talking about? What does she mean? What is it? Oh my God. And so I'd rather just keep it short and sweet, and then take the time with the people who want to understand and give them that detailed information at another point in time. At least right now, for now, you're going through the numbers.
Thanks. Can I ask,
Yes.
Tamia, when you do the 30-minute presentation, do you talk about the cost of the unit?
I do mention that they vary in price.
Right, you see the starting price.
They vary in price, yes. And so, and because I don't want anybody to run away. So I want to give them enough information to want more information, to move them to action. And so if I get on there and say, well, you know, these technologies like anywhere from $5,000, $6,000, I want to sell a KA or SC501K or whatever, 4,000, whatever, right? And so what I do instead is I say, listen, I would need to really like have a conversation with you, because I don't know what's going to work for you and your family. We have several devices, and this won't allow me to go into detail with it right now. However, I can sit down and talk to you, because somebody that have a child that's going away to college that just needs strong acidic water, strong Kangen water, and drinking water is just them, I can refer them to a junior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for their child to take to college, and then they get a K8 or they get SC501. Yeah. But if I say there's only one and this is it and this is what it costs, I've just lost the majority of my audience, because now they just prejudged something that has not had the opportunity to build its value.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions?
Hi, Tamia. Yes. Hi. Hi, Tamia. Hello. Hi. Hi. My name is Marilyn Davies. I've tried to contact you earlier. I have a family member very near your shop, and I thought I had a sale, and I think it's a mistake that I made, but I lost the sale because somebody else interjected and told her about some of the water. How do you deal with cases like that?
Well, the reason it's unfortunate, but the reason is because we sometimes we say too much. We get so excited until we say too much. We just got to learn that they need to make an informed, intelligent decision, right, about what it is that you're offering. And I promise you, if she come to the store, she would have got just that. Now, I'm curious to know what kind of water she got. And I want you to also know this. Don't be discouraged, because get this. Whatever machine she got, and maybe she's going to PH Fountain. PH Fountain is a store that's not far from where.
It's that one. She hasn't actually bought it yet. I'm still towing.
So she can't buy it, because they don't sell machines.
Right.
One thing they sell memberships.
Yeah.
And so when people ask us what's the difference between you guys and Fountain, I let them know that we sell machines, not water. And then I'm going to tell you something else. I had two clients that came in, and they brought me some of their water. And I'm not afraid to say this on Facebook Live or on Zoom, because it's the truth. I'll even do a demonstration online to show people this is the truth. And so when the lady brought me the water, and I tested the water in front of her, she had just gotten the water. The water tested green. And not only did it test green, test green, we checked the antioxidants. It had none. We used an ORP meter. It had none. None. Okay? And when you put it underneath the microscope, because I've got a microscope from Japan, it has bacteria in it. And so people when you have these machines and you have stores and you're doing this kind of business, you have to make sure those machines are deep clean, and you have to also make sure those filters are being changed. They don't carry our ST501 or our K8. They carry another machine that has an F rated by the BBB. And so when people come there and they taste our water, my husband being a plumber, we have 5 filters on our machine because of the water in Long Island. It's not a joke. The water in Long Island, New York is not a joke. A lot of people are really, really paying a serious hefty price right now because they did not say yes to themselves when this was first being offered to them, because the water so much.
Yeah, we lost you.
I really want of the water. Oh, you lost it for a little bit? Okay. Yeah, did you hear when I was telling about the pH water and how the color that it turned and the no ORP? 0.
We got that.
Less positive ORP. Yeah. And so she'll be back. Her cousin will be back for her.
Okay, I think we'll end it there because somebody might want some help driving. or to me,
Yeah, there he is. I turned it around so y'all can say hi.
I'm really
Tony, say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You're a hero, friend. You're a hero.
You see, you say you're a hero. And that lady sitting in the back is my aunt. She's knocked out.
Hello, Auntie. All right, so.
She said, hi, Auntie.
Hello, Auntie.
Oh, she said, no, I ain't knocked out. I'm still listening.
Bless. Listen to me. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
You are so welcome.
When you're on terra firma about the book.
Yes.
And then we'll organize another session if we can. And
okay.
in the meantime, I'll be doing a virtual Zoom within the next couple of days, and then we'll start from there as a group.
Awesome. You got it.
I just want to say to everybody, thanks very much for coming. And I'm sure you'll bring lots of people next time, right? But if you're here for the first time and you've been invited by somebody, can you please contact them and ask them how you can get involved? So please contact the person that's invited you to the Zoom, and then we can get you started with Enagic, this amazing opportunity. So everybody,
absolutely.
Thank you to Tamia.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I
see you guys on the next Zoom, Next Zoomnastic.
Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Paul McKean says he's bought 7 machines off you now.
Thank you. Amazing.
Only 7.
Okay. God
You're
bless
making me
everybody for being here. Thank you, Tamia.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time. All right.
Thanks, Peter.